If your security camera suddenly sends a motion alert from an empty room, do not replay the footage alone, because this case began with a notification that should never have existed. According to the homeowner, the alert arrived at exactly 2:17 a.m. from a motion sensor installed inside a locked storage room located beneath the house. The room had no windows, only one entrance, and had remained closed for several weeks due to ongoing renovations. The homeowner initially assumed the alert was caused by dust, electrical interference, or an insect crossing the sensor. However, when he opened the camera feed, he immediately noticed something impossible. The motion detection outline visible on the screen tracked movement across the room, even though nothing appeared physically present within the footage. The software highlighted a human-shaped area slowly moving from one side of the room toward the opposite wall, but the camera image itself remained visually empty. Investigators later confirmed the tracking system should not have activated without measurable pixel change, yet frame analysis showed the invisible motion outline advancing steadily through the darkness, as though the camera recognized a body that human eyes could not perceive. The homeowner replayed the clip several times, and during the fourth viewing, he noticed a faint distortion appearing briefly within the highlighted zone. Not a visible person exactly, but a subtle warping of the background image, as if heat movement or transparent glass had passed in front of the lens. The distortion lasted less than half a second before vanishing completely. Over the next several nights, additional alerts appeared, always between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Each recording showed the same invisible movement pattern, entering from the far corner of the storage room, stopping near the center, and remaining motionless. The camera software consistently labeled the activity as human detected, despite no visible subject existing in the footage. The homeowner eventually entered the room personally during one of the alerts while monitoring the live feed from his phone. According to his statement, the room appeared completely empty in real life, yet on the phone screen, the motion outline stood directly behind him. He turned immediately, but saw nothing. Investigators later discovered another anomaly. The camera perspective subtly shifted whenever the invisible outline moved, as though autofocus systems were attempting to track an actual physical form. One analyst enhanced brightness levels and identified momentary reflective artifacts matching the approximate shape of shoulders, arms, and a head, but the figure never appeared consistently enough for clear identification. Online discussions about similar incidents surfaced shortly after fragments of the footage leaked through paranormal forums and security camera communities. Users from different countries reported nearly identical experiences. Motion alerts triggered by empty hallways and invisible figures detected inside locked buildings. One warehouse employee described cameras repeatedly tracking movement through sealed corridors overnight, while guards inspecting the area found nothing physically present. Another user shared footage where motion tracking boxes followed an unseen subject ascending stairs, despite the staircase appearing empty during normal playback. Analysts noticed recurring patterns. The invisible movement always avoided direct light sources and remained near walls or corners. One particularly disturbing case involved a family whose baby monitor repeatedly activated at night, displaying motion alerts beside an empty crib. Enhancement later revealed what appeared to be elongated fingers briefly gripping the edge of the crib before disappearing between frames. However, several weeks later, motion alerts resumed through devices no longer connected to power. At approximately 2:41 a.m., every motion box on every camera activated at once, tracking separate invisible movement patterns across different floors. When the recordings resumed several seconds later, every motion box had repositioned directly in front of each camera lens, as though the invisible subjects had approached. Several recordings revealed distorted breathing, synchronized precisely with moments of invisible movement. One sequence contained faint whispered speech repeating the phrase, "It sees us when we watch it back." The most significant incident occurred during analysis of footage recovered from an abandoned apartment complex scheduled for demolition. The outline stopped directly in front of the camera and remained motionless for over 11 minutes. During playback, brightness fluctuations gradually revealed faint human facial features forming inside the static distortion empty, eye sockets and pale skin. The final documented incident involved a forensic specialist enhancing one of the original storage room recordings frame by frame. According to system logs, the reconstructed image displayed a tall, human-shaped form standing directly behind the camera position, rather than within the room. The recovered frame showed the storage room empty, except for a blurred reflection visible inside the camera lens glass. The final statement attached concludes, "The security systems are not malfunctioning. They are detecting movement from things that only become visible after someone decides to search the footage."